Okay. Let me hear some noise for the indie games. This is the first one, right? I think this is the inaugural Indie Game Awards. Is this made by IGN, though? I know that, like, they're the ones kind of spearheading the, like, presentation stuff or whatever, but not the presentation, the advertising or whatever. I don't think they have anything to do with, like, the actual voting, though, right? Because, like, what the fuck do I care what IGN says?
Indie Game Awards. My name is Mike Towndrow.
Perfect. They're not.
Stevenson. We are a couple of the folks behind 6-1 Indie, a collective focus on shining the spotlight on the indies through showcases and now the Indie Game Awards.
Nice.
What is an indie game? That's been the big question everyone's been asking since the award season last year. Is it about the money behind the game or some of the publishing that's going on? Is it having the independent freedom to
They present it? Yeah.
Maybe it's that scrappy spirit we all have, like when you film an award ceremony in a beautiful studio and then the footage has a ton of technical issues, so you film your bits the week before the awards at home. Don't worry, next year will look a lot better. However you define indie tonight,
I like that they're wearing the same shirts.
The people who are pushing this industry forward. We're excited to have you here as we all kick off something that will hopefully outlive us all.
The IGAs represent a future where indie professionals
They
work
care more about
harmoniously
continuity
together.
than
A future that leads
some
towards
TV
the
shows.
Annual celebration of the indie scene. It's bigger than 6-1 Indie or any individual organization alone. Showcases such as Women Led Games, Latin American Game Showcase, Wholesome Games, and Games for Games have all been an integral part of making tonight a reality, along with journalists, content creators, institutes, and more who hold a passion for indies.
We also want to take a moment to give a special thanks to the sponsors who aligned with our goals and came in at the very last second to support this future that we're building towards. Pocket Pair, Very Okay Vinyl, V Publishing, and the
Very Okay
We also
Vinyl.
want to give a special shout out to our friends at Playcrafting in Brookland, who are currently hosting the official viewing party in New York City.
Now, in case you missed it, the IGAs are solely an awards-only ceremony recognizing the achievements of the developers and their games throughout the past year. There are no new game announcements tonight. 6-1 Indie put out 2 banger showcases earlier in the year, and our friends at Women Led Games, Latin American Games Showcase, Wholesome Games, and Day of the Devs put out outstanding shows last week. So if you missed them, we encourage you to go back and check them out after tonight's show. So before we get into the awards, here is a brief rundown on how the nominees were selected.
All of our nominees have either launched or released in 1.0 between November 1st, 2023
Okay.
and November 1st, 2024.
I'll be honest with you. Every single awards thing should do one of these preambles. Because now I have a good, clear idea of, like, the games that could be in here, right? This is great. This is a great start.
Sure.
Like, obviously, VGAs isn't going to do this because VGAs is all about, like, how much dick Jeff Keighley can suck for sponsorships or whatever, which is fine. It's its own thing. But when we're talking about, like, the horror game awards, this is something they should be doing. Like, this preamble is very good. I like this already.
Diverse selection of indie games across all categories. Each game can be nominated for only one general category. This rule does not apply to the community management, industry impact, and game of the year categories. For a
Makes
detailed
sense.
rundown of eligibility and how our nominees were selected, head to the link at the bottom of the
Yo,
screen.
David.
And remember, tonight is a celebration. There's a reason you're not going to hear the word winner tossed around tonight. If your favorite game doesn't receive an award or wasn't nominated, that's okay. There were a lot of games out there. We encourage you to champion all of them in
A lot of
positive light and
games.
continue supporting.
Maybe for you.
A great way to start is head to the official IG's
This
Steam
guy
event,
doesn't play
where
Marvel
you can find
Rivals.
all of tonight's nominees, presenters, partners, and so many more indies from this past year.
And with that, it's time for us to get the hell out of the devs' way and start the evening.
Our first presenters launched their debut game last year and gave everyone a little case of Sea Madness.
Hi, we're Black Salt.
You're not going to say the word winner? I don't know. Sounds like woke bullshit if you ask me.
That introduced a new generation of voices to the indie scene.
Stepping into game development full time requires not just creativity, but immense courage and dedication. Taking that leap is daunting, especially in the current state of the industry.
Here are the nominees for debut game. A Ranger,
by Furniture and Mattress LLC.
That game does seem cool. Like a reverse Sokoban.
By Hilltop Games. Little Kitty, Big City by Double Dagger Studio.
I played that.
Bottle Knot by Moon Lagoon. Mullet Mad Jack by Hammer 95. Worldless by No Name Studios. And the Indie Game Award goes to Little Kitty, Big City by Double Dagger Studios.
Really? Interesting.
For a studio that set a high standard right from
Cute.
the start, that's a high bar. Thank you guys. I'm Matt Wood. I'm the creator of Double Dagger Studio. We created Little Kitty, Big City, and oh my gosh, guys. And I and everyone on the team are so honored to be receiving this award. We're so excited. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Thank you so much for recognizing Little Kitty. Little Kitty began as a project between myself and my kids, just to teach them how to program. And it blossomed from there to what you guys see today. I've worked on a lot of games, but this is the first game that I've worked on where people regularly send me messages telling me how much the game has positively impacted their life or made things better for them, and that just means so much to me. Guys, my goodness. I set out to create something that would bring people joy, would create connections, would allow people to just relax and de-stress, and it's really touching. And
This is giving me anxiety. Give them the fucking catnip, bro.
And that we've reached our goal. I want to thank my 3 kids and my wonderful wife, because without any of them, none of
Look
this
at
would
that
have been
white
possible.
cat.
I want to thank my
Just
amazing
looking at the
team,
camera.
Micah, Pip, Mike, Steve, Val, Corey,
They're like,
Kane,
bro.
Juliana, Alexandra, Coasterfire, Shan, Riley, Oscar, Gemma, Lucy, Muraski, Laidlaw, Nicholas, Tom, Arsenio, and everyone else that ever made the game what it is today. I want to thank Wholesome Games, because without them, the game wouldn't have had its first initial jettison into the public eye. I want to thank all the wonderful people at Nintendo and Microsoft. I want to thank our Discord and Reddit moderators, 22nd Century Toys, A Shell in the Pit, Local Heroes, and all the hardworking localizers, IOI Gamer, Pop Agenda for everything, but most of all, just for being wonderful.
Kitties are flashing the
All of
wrap
our
it up
playtesters.
sign.
And thank you to the fans for following Kitty's progress and all the encouragement and support. It means so much to us. But most of all, I want to thank the cats who make our lives better every day. Go hug your kitties. Thank you, everyone.
I love how he says that as I very specifically lured my cats out of this room and closed the door. Because it's around that time that they're going to start being rambunctious and I don't want to deal with it.
So please welcome one of the fantastic folks who's actively working towards making that the standard for our industry.
Hi, my name's Jarves, and I'm a community manager at Raw Fury. But when I'm not doing that, you can find me consulting on accessibility in our industry, both in the games we make and behind the scenes. Making our industry more accessible for neurodiverse and disabled developers and players is the thing that I am most passionate about. So it was a genuine honor when I was asked to present this year's Notable Achievement in Accessibility Award. As you'll see through tonight's ceremony, gaming has the power to
I would
bring
love if they
people
actually
together,
said
to
what
tell
the
stories and
accessibility
create
options
entire
were.
worlds.
This is a
But
big
that's
problem
more
I have with this
impactful when
category for
everybody
every award
can
show.
experience it. Our next category honors the developers who have made accessibility a priority, ensuring their game is playable to everybody regardless of ability. These developers have shown exceptional thought, empathy, and a deep understanding of the diverse needs of the gaming community as a whole. Here are the nominees for Notable Achievement in Accessibility. Another Crab's Treasure by Aggro Crab. Chelsea by Night Shift Games.
Like a quick bullet point list of things that they do that's like
Periphery Synthetic by
outstanding for
Shipback
accessibility would be awesome. I would love to see that.
Pine Hearts by Hyperluminal Games.
Because I think in this case, I haven't played any of these except Another Crab's
Steamworld
Treasure.
Heist 2 by Thunderfall Development. Surmount, a mountain climbing adventure by Jasper Opperl and Indiana Jonas. And the Indie Game Award goes to Another Crab's Treasure by Aggro Crab.
I mean, the gun is pretty good.
If you're seeing this, it means we won. So thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you to the IGA. This is such an incredible honor to receive the inaugural.
Oh
IGA.
no. I just realized the way he said that. You know what that means? Is that they told everybody to make an exception thing. So there's like 5 other people that sat there saying, "Hey, thank you so much for the..." Oh, I feel so sad now.
In such an important category, which is achievement and accessibility. Hey, I'm Nick. I'm the studio head at AgroCrab, and for us, when designing Another Crab's Treasure, accessibility was always something we had in mind. You know, this game is inspired by a genre and a type of game that is notorious for its difficulty, and even sometimes its crypticness and unapproachability by design, right? But you know, for us, that's where we said this is an opportunity to introduce new players to this type of game that we love so much. So when designing Another Crab's Treasure, every step of the way, we designed it with the intent of letting anyone play it. And to me, accessibility just means, you know, how can we get as many people as possible to enjoy this game we made? Why would you want anything else as a game developer? So thank you so much. But hey, we know why we really won.
Yeah.
We gave Krill a gun.
Yes, that's what.
And the gun.
Like, I know this is kind of a meme, but he knows it. That is why they won. That's 100% the only reason. And also, I think they're the biggest name in that group.
Gun lets you kill any enemy in one hit. Yeah. And you can enable the gun in the accessibility menu. Yep. And you can play with the gun the whole game. And that's the game. Yeah, I mean, it was a good idea, and I appreciate the accessibility advocates that we were talking to at the time. Thank you all for...
You know how this went, right? Is, what about people that like aren't good at these games? What can we do to help them out? What if we just gave them a gun? That's literally what happened. I'm 100% sure of this. That's exactly what happened, and you know what? It works. It works. It's a little bit unfortunate because when this came out that like this is a thing in this game, this is kind of the only thing that people talked about this game, like in the grand scheme of things. Like when people like in gaming, game journalism and stuff, they're probably, if they don't care about like FromSoft type games or these type of games, right? The thing that they talk about with Another Crab's Treasure is, lol, you can have a gun. They don't talk about like how the like shell system is kind of an ingenious way to kind of like mix and match different perks and different like stat upgrades. They don't talk about the like how the hook shot is kind of like Sekiro like and the way you move around that world. They don't talk about like all these really good core gameplay things. They literally just talk about lol gun, and that's kind of a shame because what they did with that game is very good and accessible, but also just like really cute and a fun take on that genre, which is usually dark, gritty, and kind of like only there to kick the shit out of you. I don't know. It's really a shame that like this is kind of the thing that they get the recognition for, and not the fact that that game is kind of like really ingeniously designed for a newcomer.
Signing this idea and not making me feel like an asshole for doing it. And, you know, I think what this speaks to is really just the idea that accessibility should be fun. It shouldn't just be an afterthought. It can be something
It's true.
that is fun in and of itself, because that's, again, what games are all about. So yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to my co-founder Kaylin and everyone on our team who just did an amazing job making such a big and impressive game at the small indie studio.
People that know.
I want to thank our partners.
This is a great game.
Who helped us do the incredible feat of self-publishing an indie game. So Kowloon Knights, Pop Agenda, Play Everywhere, Local Heroes, Locket QA. Thank you guys. I want to shout out and thank everyone else in this category. All your achievements are pushing the medium forward and helping accessibility as a whole. Thank you. I want to thank my mom and dad and everyone on the team's moms and dads and your mom and dad and you, the gamer, for spending $30 and getting Dark Bob Souls pants in return. Thank you.
Yeah, I know my hair's a different color. Someone let PT loose with the crayons. Anyway, whilst
Yeah, it
we're
was
on
a
the
good
subject
speech.
of accessibility,
Agreed.
it's my pleasure to introduce to you an individual who's building a new discovery platform that's focused entirely on gamers with disabilities. To tell us more about it, please welcome Arman Nabari.
You know what I just realized? I don't even know that I want to like say this out loud. I think there's going to be a very certain set of people, if they watch this Indie Game Awards, that are going to be very mad because of the type of people that are presenting awards.
Play a game. That's the question that started this whole project.
Currently, it's really hard for gamers with disabilities to find games that support.
You don't
their
think
needs.
those people will
It
watch this?
ultimately
I
comes
think they
down to a
will.
lot of manual
Well,
research.
I don't think they'll
That's
watch it. I
hours
think they'll
upon
see a
hours of
screenshot,
trying to use search
and that's what they'll
engines,
do.
looking at different
Because they don't
games,
play the games that they
discern
complain
whether or
about
not a
either.
game supports someone's needs. And sometimes for certain needs, like content triggers or different forms of accessibility, you really don't know unless you're also willing to potentially get spoiled for a game's story. So we wanted to make a spoiler-free, easy, accessible, fast way to find out, does a game meet my accessibility needs? My name is Arman Nobari. I have founded a studio called Good Trouble, and we're making a new way to discover accessible games called Able to Play. Able to Play
Interesting.
is a website where gamers can discover games based on their personal accessibility needs. It's super easy to find a game on Able to Play.
That's cool.
You add your needs and preferences to your accessibility profile. It's completely
That's cool.
private and secure. And then when you browse games, you'll get a personalized accessibility score on every game that shows you exactly how well it meets your specific needs and preferences. We make it really, really easy to just browse and immediately see how well a game supports your needs. Click into it, get all the details, you get a summary. It's really, really easy to use. It's completely free, and it's completely private and encrypted. This project was inspired from a chapter earlier in life. I was in the hospital going through chemotherapy,
Yeah, it's a cool site.
fighting, and eventually beat cancer. And games are what got me through that experience. You know, I would escape to whole other worlds going through chemo. But for friends in the hospital that I was meeting, they couldn't jump in and play games like I could due to various accessibility challenges. That experience really stuck with me over the years. And at a certain point, I just said, you know, there has to be a better way to discover if a game is accessible enough for you to play. Over the last year, we've spoken to thousands of gamers with disabilities, and we learned there's no one-size-fits-all magic accessibility solution. Everyone's needs are so nuanced and personal, so building a platform that really supports that and adapts to each user was really our North Star in guiding how we built Able to Play. Personally, as a cancer survivor, I live with a disability, and around 1 in 3 gamers do too. So whether you need subtitles of a certain size, support for color blindness or more, or you're someone with very specific content requirements for the games you play, Able to Play is for you. I invite you to join us on Able to Play, and I hope you discover a new favorite game because everyone deserves to play their way. Thank you.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
Whether it's volleyballs or paintbrushes, our next presenter knows the fundamentals of making a visually dynamic game.
This is a
pop off the
difficult.
screen.
This is a difficult choice. This category is rough.
Hey,
I'm Greg Labanov, director of indie game projects such as Beastie Ball, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, and Wandersong, and I'm here today to present to you the nominees for the Visual Design Award. Visual design is probably one of my favorite aspects of games to work on. I think visuals are a really, really important part of any game project because they are the window to the soul of what your game is. By making decisions about what to show and what not to show and how to show it, you kind of make decisions about, what your vision of the world is and what your universe, what your game is about, right? But there is also the first thing players will see and what draws them into your game in the first place. So it's, a really important part of any game direction is what the art looks like. So we're here today to celebrate some nominees that have made awesome projects that look both gorgeous and are using their art as a holistically interesting part of the experience. So yeah, here are the nominees for visual design. Bo, Path of the Teal Lotus by Split Shock Studios.
A good-looking game.
By SFB Games.
God, I fucking love the look of the old school PS1 thing. I love it so much.
Halibut by Slow Bros.
Arguably the thing this game does well.
Haunty by Moonloop Games.
Really cool looking game too.
The Plucky Squire by All Possible Futures. And Ultros by Hadouken.
This is the only one that, even though I like the colors, it's a little too busy for me. Game-wise. It's too busy for me. It's too hard.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Harold Halibut by Slow Bros.
Sure. Okay.
Hi, my name is Onat, and I'm the director and composer of Harold Halibut. And on behalf of our entire team, I would like to say how deeply honored and grateful we are to receive this award for visual design. Thank you to the Indie Game Awards organizers and judges. It truly means the world to us. For those of you who might not know, we spend a huge portion of our lives working on this game. 13 years, in fact, which in fact is a third of my life. And we had moments where we wondered if this ambitious idea would ever see the light of day. But here we are, finally sharing this world with you. The heart and soul of Harold Halibut lie in its handmade approach. Every character, every set piece, every tiny prop you see in the game and on the screen was sculpted, painted, and assembled by hand. We wanted to create something that felt tactile and alive. Something that reminded of classic stop-motion animations, yet pushed the boundaries of what a modern game could look like. To be recognized for this effort with the award for visual design is incredibly gratifying. This award really belongs to the entire team. Every single person who poured their creativity, sweat, and occasional tears into Harold Halibut, thank you. You stuck around through the ups, the downs, and the weird experimental phases. We also want to thank our supporters and community. Your encouragement made the tough times easier. Every kind word, every keep going helped. I guess if there is one thing to take away from this is that passion projects can take their time, but they're worth it. Anyway, thank you for this award. It feels a bit wild to be finally talking about a finished game after 13 years of probably next year. We are so grateful, and we hope you enjoy Harold Halibut as much as we enjoyed making it. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the show.
If you played Sorry We're Closed recently, you've probably found yourself bobbing your head to the beats of our next presenters.
I'm not the victim, I am the system.
I need to play this.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Elder Mike Keys.
And this is Master, and we are Okamura. Now, let's talk music, right? Music has the ability to deepen immersion. It can bring out emotion, and it can create long-lasting impressions. The indie scene in particular knows how to use music to elevate the player experience. I'm talking the haunting melodies that linger as the screen is fading black. I'm talking the sweeping scores that are driving the hearts and the souls. Look, at the end of the day, the right kind of music, that's transforming the soul of the game.
I ain't gonna hold you. That joint just might be a banger for real.
Facts.
With that being said, here's the nominees for music. Core Keeper by Pug Storm and composer Jonathan Gear.
It's a really good game.
Flock by Hollow Ponds and composer Eli Rainsbury.
A nice track. Okay.
Pacific Drive by Iron
Yeah.
Man Studios.
Now we're talking.
Sulfur and smoke glows through the snow and smells like money.
The Cub by Demagogue Studio and composer Shane Barry.
I think-
and Igor Simic.
I think this maybe wins.
Thrasher by Puddle Studio and composer Brian Gibson. And Wild Bastards by Blue Manchu and composer Ryan Roth.
And the Indie Game Award goes to?
Man, them folk at Ironworth Studios for Pacific Drive. Come on, man.
Nice. Well deserved.
Let's get it.
Awesome.
Hey everyone, I'm Will Roger, composer of Pacific Drive, and I'd like to thank the Indie Game Awards for choosing our game in the Best Music category. This year had some fantastic soundtracks in the indie scene, and so it's an incredible honor to be recognized along with the other nominees. Pacific Drive was a rare treat for me as a composer, being able to score a game that takes place right in our backyard here in the Pacific Northwest, and to craft every single sound from scratch without any preconceptions of genre. I'd like to recognize D'Anthony Wooten and Sam Suggs for their performances on my score, as well as the over 20 different bands who contributed to our radio soundtrack. I'd also like to
That
thank
game
the
jams.
dev team
It's
at
very
Ironwood
good.
Studios
Yep.
and everyone who contributed to bringing this game to life. And last but not least, my warmest thanks to all of the fans of Pacific Drive. Thank you.
Earlier this year, these two set out to make waves in the industry by introducing drag to players who might not be familiar with the culture. We're thrilled to have them on the show to help us recognize other trailblazers who have made a significant impact on the industry this year.
Hi, I'm Ian, and this is Jess. We're two of the developers behind Drag Her, a 2D fighting game showcasing drag royalty.
Some studios don't just create games, they change the industry. Throughout the night,
How do I
we'll be
block
honoring
on
4
Twitch?
trailblazers whose actions speak louder than words. Studios, individuals, and organizations making a lasting impact and setting new standards for innovation, inclusivity, sustainability, and creativity.
Their groundbreaking efforts are not only shaping the future of our industry, but inspiring the next generation of developers to dream bigger and bolder.
Hello, Indie Game Awards. My name is Aubrey Nelson Jr. I'm the studio head over at Strange Scaffold, and I speak on behalf of myself and everyone at the studio who I get to collaborate with when I say just how much it means to be recognized in this way. Thank you so much for this honor. And I'm now recording this just straight off my phone in a vertical format to be as authentic as possible, especially for those who are familiar with my TikTok presence, speaking from the heart sincerely with as few bells and whistles as possible. To make a very long story short, I never intended Strange Scaffold to be a monolithic idea of what a quote-unquote good indie studio can or should be. I hope it demonstrates is what's possible if at every layer of the studio, much like a game design problem, you work from your values. I don't want to bring perfect things into the world, even if that were possible. I want to bring more things into the world with collaborators who are empowered and can go on to, in their own communities, with their own visions of games, continue to make games in ways that make them feel strong and safe. I get to work from those values every day because I have had the extreme blessing to run into a cavalcade of extremely talented and good people. People like Tom Vanita and Meredith Hall and Kawatiano and Candace Udert and RJ Lake and Romero Bonacausen. The names go on and on. Thanks to all those people and many, many more, Strange Scaffold has had the opportunity to ship 15 games in 5 years, and we've got a lot more on the way. So to end this somewhat long-winded acceptance, I really hope that this is the takeaway for people who are watching what Strange Scaffold is doing and has done over the past few years. It's that a game studio is not a binary template of a thing that you do. A game studio is a home. You can fill it with things that you love, not with giant spiky furniture just because that's what someone tells you makes a home good. Smash.
And we all sing. Break shit, kill people, break shit, kill people, break shit, kill people, break shit.
This game has some of the best music I've ever fucking heard. The OST for this, oh my god, what is it called now? Why do I keep wanting to say Saint Elsewhere? That's not right. Saint Elsewhere is an album by Gnarls Barkley. Oh, that's gonna drive me.
Hi, this has been Laserbeam,
gonna drive me
program director
nuts.
for the Playtopia Festival.
That
and
OST
member
is
of
so
the video
fucking
game
good,
band
though.
Team Laserbeam. Over the last decade, Team Laserbeam has been committed to creating aggressively short punk games that deliver maximum impact in the shortest time possible.
Hold on.
So I'm really honored to be presenting the Bite Size Game Award. I think short games are so important. I think that it is so great seeing developers respecting the time of their players and giving them experiences that are just as impactful as longer games are. And I think it's a rebellious act creating short games like this, which are often sort of non-commercial. They're the kind of games that you could never see coming out of the AAA space, and it's the kind of thing that only indies can do. So high fives to everyone that's nominated for this award. You all make beautiful, amazing games.
El Paso
and I really hope we're
Elsewhere.
gonna see more stuff like this in the future.
That's what it is. El
Here are the
Paso
nominees
Elsewhere.
for Bite Size Game. Buckshot Roulette by Mike Klipnika. Click Holding by Strange Scaffold.
In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and
Duck Detective: The Secret Salami by Happy Broccoli Games.
I'm gonna go ahead and post it because I can in my chat.
Minami Lane by Doot.
Cannot recommend it enough. It's so fucking good.
Please Touch the Artwork 2 by Thomas Vaterzoy.
This was good. I actually played Please Touch the Artwork too. This is very good. It's also
Thank
free.
Goodness You're Here by Cold Supper.
We played this last night. Actual hilarious game. This is a good list of games.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Thank Goodness You're Here by Cold Supper.
Nice. Nice.
Hi everyone, James here from Coal Supper.
Will here from Coal Supper.
We're here in Barnsley Town Centre. We just wanted to say a big heartfelt thank you for the award.
Thank you.
What a great game.
Our next presenter understands the intricacies of crafting
No
a
faff.
game from tooth and bone all by themselves.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I'm a solo developer. Making games by yourself requires you to spend a huge percentage of your life sitting alone at your desk and obsessing over your craft and making things. Starting a game is easy and finishing a game is grueling.
You think she likes
and
bones?
It's amazing
Look at her
that
tattoos.
Any game gets made at all, but especially when it's just one human dedicating their life to make something. So our next award celebrates those people who choose to spend their time alone making things for others. Here are the nominees for solo development. Animal Well by Billy Basso.
Yeah, it's amazing that was made by one person.
Children of the Sun by Renee Rother.
This game looks cool, but I don't think I would be super into it.
Crypt Custodian by Kyle Thompson.
This is on a sale right now. I was thinking of picking it up, but I'm not going to get to it anytime
Knuckle
soon,
Sandwich
unfortunately.
by Andy Brophy. Magical Delicacy by Skull.
This looks like Battle Chef Brigade, but maybe a little bit better. Battle Chef Brigade was a little basic. It seems like it has a little more meat on it.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Animal Well by Billy Basso.
Yeah, I mean, of course. The way that game got talked up, it fucking deserves it too.
Thank you so much. This is just extremely cool. I spent about 7 years working on Animal Well, and for most of that time, it was just this kind of secret, personal project that I was kind of embarrassed to even say the name of. So to see it get this level of recognition is very unreal to me. IGN and 6-1 Indie were some of the first groups to even cover Animal Well back when it was still relatively obscure and hardly anyone knew about it. So this feels super genuine. While I did work on Animal Well alone, I still had plenty of help making it into something that many people could actually have access to and marketing it. So I want to thank some people for that. First, my business partner, Dan Edelman, who lent the project his sort of business and marketing wisdom. And when he joined the project, I was able to transition to working full-time, which was amazing. I want to thank Jason and Leah and everybody at Big Mode. Still super honored that you chose Animal Well as your first published title. And then I want to thank my girlfriend Madison, who's another solo developer, for just talking with me each day about game design and art and programming, and also for giving me this award. And then, yeah, I just want to thank there's the broader community in general, all the people, in the Discord server, the moderators, people making guides and fan art and video essays and mods, and there's just so much stuff that I keep finding on the internet that blows my mind, and all that stuff just makes it into an infinitely larger bit of culture than I initially made.
I kind of hate that.
I'll always be grateful. Thank you so much.
Talk this game got was Donkey published it. Like, who gives a fuck? But it was bound to happen. And like, make no mistake, that dude knew that would happen when they talked about his game. He
Back
knew.
when the nominees dropped, Neil reached out to us and let us know that We Never Yield wasn't a traditionally solo developed game, so he respectfully withdrew it from consideration. However, we still wanted to invite Neil on to be a part of the ceremony and share a few words about Daniel Wilkins, the talented composer behind the Never Yield music, who tragically passed away in November.
Hi, I'm Neil. I was Dan's best friend for a very long time, almost 17 years, where we went to school together, we got our first bank accounts together, and we worked on the Never Yield games together. And I just want to take a second to tell you all how much of an amazing person, developer, and friend Dan was. Dan was a nerd, just like me. He loved nothing more than to talk about video games, to play video games, to argue about all types of different things in the video game space.
Exactly,
But also
David.
call me
I was
very
thinking the
early in
same
morning
thing.
and talk about what anime I just absolutely had to watch. I want to tell you how much of a dope person he was, how inspiring he was, how he had all these creative and different ideas that would have contributed to video games and just music in general. I could sit here and talk about Dan and how dope he was forever, but we don't have time for that. I would just like to tell you how Dan would love an event like this that honors and praises game developers and gives them their flowers while they're here. One of my favorite things to think about is how there was a time where this guy came up to me and Dan while we were at some event, And he just started telling Dan how amazing he was and how much he loved the music that he created, and how Dan talked about that for days, because oftentimes we don't praise developers. We don't tell them how much we appreciate the work they create. All Dan ever
To be
wanted
fair, we don't
was to
tell
make
people
music for
that
video
we're
games.
close to how much we
So I wanna take the
appreciate
time
them.
to thank you
Not just developers,
for
even.
giving us the opportunity to make games for you all. It's for giving us the opportunity to live our dream. And and to let you know how much of a dope person that man was, and how much I'm gonna miss him. And my hope for all of you is that you all find a friend as good as he was to me. Thank you all so much.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Try to keep up.
Good callback. All right, so where do I get this LP though? I'm gonna need that link.
I will only ask once, boys. Give me the crown.
We back.
And fucking 30 years old. Well, 34, but like nobody should die in their
Integral to our
30s.
start in the industry, so we're honored to have one of the key members of their crew on to present the category for innovation.
Hey everyone, I'm Christy Pride. This is Dio, and we work
Cute.
at Playcrafting. Over at Playcrafting, we work to bring events, resources, paid opportunities, and a sense of community to devs at all stages of
Why
their
do I know
career.
the name Chrissy
And
Pride?
tonight, I am so honored to present the award for innovation. Innovation lies at the heart of the indie scene, making indies the lifeblood of the entire industry. It's where new ideas are born and the boundaries of gaming are consistently pushed. Tonight, we recognize the games that stand out for their bold creativity, ones that challenge conventions and redefine expectations. Beyond their artistry, innovative games help democratize the medium. They remind us that gaming isn't solely defined by multi-million-dollar blockbusters. It's an accessible canvas for anyone with a vision. Here are the nominees for innovation. Cryptmaster by Paul Hart, Lee Williams, and Akupara Games.
This game seems so awesome.
Karmazoo by Pasta Games.
Yeah, that is it.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes by Simogo. Arara by Sven Algrim, Matthias.
This is a
Hoffman,
great game
and
as
Bastian
well.
Hausdorff. Rusty's Retirement by Mr. Morris Games. UFO 50 by Mossmouth.
Fuck yeah. I don't necessarily know if it should win this award, but it should win something. It has maybe the most innovation,
to-
if that counts.
Cryptmaster by Paul
Okay.
Hart, Lee Williams, and Akupara Games. Congratulations.
Cool. Oh, that game seems so cool.
Hello, I am the Crypt Master, and I have decided to grace this ceremony with my presence and collect my award in person. After all, it is my game, and I did single-handedly make it in the face of great adversity. For example, the oafish meddling of my two chief minions, Paul Hart and Lee Williams, the Laurel and Hardy of game development. Ugh. Also, continued interference from David Logan and his
The Laurel and Hardy of game development. Nobody watching this will understand that reference. So few people.
Composer Surashu and the game's voice cast of insufferable old hams. So, I'm not thanking any of that shower. I gather it's also customary on these occasions to thank the players for enjoying the game. But then, I've seen what those degenerates have been doing in my crypt. I will, however, thank the Indie Game Awards for recognizing my excellence. They are a beacon of sanity and have my eternal gratitude. Thank you, Indie Game Awards. This is my award. I'm worth it. I'm keeping it. I deserve it. Good night.
All right.
Life happens in the blink of an eye, and our next presenter understands how emotionally devastating that can be.
Hi, my name is Richard Beer. I am the engineer and one of the developers of the game Before Your Eyes, released in 2021. We won a BAFTA award. Very proud of what we've done and the impact that the game has had on our fans and our players. Games have a rare ability to move us, making us feel things we didn't expect and creating connections that stay with us long after the credits roll. Tonight, we honor the indies that have profoundly resonated with us this past year. Games that offer personal, emotional, and thematic experiences that leave us a lasting impression. Or, to put it simply, ones that have made us bawl our eyes out. Here are the nominees for emotional impact. In Stars in Time by Insert Disc 5.
I don't think I've played any games this year that have, like, quote-unquote emotional impact.
Kind Words 2 by Pop Cannibal. Neva by Nomada Studios.
I guess that, yeah. Sure.
Self-Loss by Goodwin Games. Thirsty Suitors by Outer Loop Games.
Yeah, I still haven't played that. Maybe one day.
Until Then by Polychroma Games.
I was a little interested in this one. I get that and another one mixed up in my head all the time, though. I can't remember the other one.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Neva by Nomada Studios.
Sure. Out of all those, this might be the most popular one, I assume?
Hi, this is Adrian Cobas from Nomada Studio. And I'm Roger Mendoza. And we want to thank you for this award. It's a huge honor among such great games. We want to accept this award on behalf of all the people at Nomada Studio, Berlinis, and everyone who contributed in this project. And of course, we would like to thank the players for supporting us. It is great to see that there's still room for personal stories in video games. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Short and sweet. I like it. Probably helps that English is likely not their first language.
Hello, IGAs. And
Yeah,
thank
of course
you for
it's
this
Dave.
award,
Of course.
for recognizing how shitty the industry was for a lot of people over the last year. It's a weird thing to win an award for, but fuck it, here we are. You know, we put up that billboard at Summer Games Fest last year. Shit, I guess that was this year. To pay tribute to our friends who got laid off, but also to let the industry at large know that there are still studios out there like New Blood who give a shit, who will always love and respect our friends who make those games. And the truth is, that kind of stuff only happens at the indie level. You know, we don't have any investors, we don't have any shareholders, and we don't have any masters. So
we don't have any
whatever
money.
The fuck we want. You know, we do have a lot of friends, but we are a small company, so we can't hire all those developers. We can't fund all their new projects, but we could put up a finger or we could put up a billboard. So if you take anything away from that billboard or all the layoffs that have happened over the last year, you know, I'll say what I said back then over the summer, and that's to hire those developers, follow their new projects, and shout out when you see them. Oh shit, look what these former Roll7 devs are doing. Look what these former Arcane devs are doing. Trust me, they're doing some cool shit. I've seen it. Indie games are the beating heart of the video game industry, and there is absolutely no amount of corporate greed or bullshit layoffs that is ever going to change that.
Back in the Wii U days, there was one indie in particular that helped break into the
Oh,
mainstream
good,
with a shovel in
Balatro.
hand. And here we are, a decade later, still talking about it today.
Gameplay design is all about creating mechanics that flow seamlessly, challenge us in just the right way, and keep us fully immersed in our experience. Our next category recognizes indies that have excelled in this area, ones that not only offer stellar mechanics, but make us think outside the box. You know, like using a shovel for more than just digging. Here are the nominees for gameplay design. Balatro by Local Thunk. Grun by Sock Pop Collective.
This game seems weird.
Mini Shoot Adventures by Soul
God, I
Games
need to
Studio.
play this still. God, this game seems so good and I still haven't got to it.
Nine Souls by Red Candle Games.
This is one of the best games of 2024.
Teeny Glade by Pounce Light.
Teeny Glade? Tiny Glade.
Victory Heat Rally by Sky Devil Palm.
Looks pretty cool as well.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Balatro by Local Thunk.
Thank you for the Gameplay Design Award for Balatro. I adore interesting systems and emergent synergies when I play games, and I set out to create something with those elements for myself and for a few friends of mine when I started working on Balatro 3 years ago. I love that I ended up being able to share this passion project with so many players from all over the world. I want to thank everyone involved in the creation of this game. The whole team at PlayStack, Louis F., the musician, Martin DeMayer, my friends, my family, and my partner. I would not be here right now without your support.
Our next presenter is no imposter, never sus, and arguably wears way too many hats throughout the industry.
Hi, I'm Victoria Tran, the community director at Innersloth, creators of the game Among Us.
Oh my god, that Among Us, the Thing cover in the background.
A Wholesome Games co-organizer,
so good.
GDC advisor, and I write a monthly community dev newsletter. As you can probably tell, community management is very important to me, very dear to my heart, and it's a title that covers so much more than most people realize. Whether it's an individual or a whole team, they're the unsung heroes who wear many, many hats and capes, and I guess you could say pants and other clothing items, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Really, they're handling everything from player support to keeping conversations positive, marketing, sometimes PR, organizing events, managing feedback, it goes on. They endure a lot, but their work is vital in creating a space where players feel heard, valued, and connected. Our next award celebrates those who have gone above and beyond to foster a vibrant, inclusive community in an industry that can make doing so a little bit challenging at times. Here are your nominees for community management. AgroCrab.
Cool ass game, man. Cool ass game.
Black Tabby Games.
Also, fucking incredible game.
Local Thunk.
Listen, it's fine. The way y'all talk about Balatro is
Massive
ridiculous.
Monster.
That's all.
NPC Studio. Pouncelight.
I don't know any of these communities.
And the Indie Game Award goes to AgroCrab.
Okay. I'm guessing they have like a Discord or something.
Holy shuck. Thank you so much for the award in community management at the Indie Game Awards. When we got told that AgroCrab won, I think I handled it pretty well. That's so cool. Like, I just think that I held it together. Like, I really don't think you could tell how I was feeling. I want to bring attention to the studios, devs, and community managers that were also nominated for this category. So please make sure that you check out Black Tabby Games, NPC Studio, Pouncelight, Local Thunk, and also our beloved friends over at Massive Monster. I never thought I would get the opportunity to meet so many incredible people through running the community at AgroCrab. Over 3 years later, we've grown over 600,000 crab fans across multiple platforms and even more who have played our games. As a community, we always try to bend the limit on what we can say and do as marketing and community. I mean, we're making games. Why can't we tweet about how there are microplastics in your balls and there's nothing you can do about it? Or that we added a gun? Or that Krill has a dumpy? Or that time that we literally just tweeted peanut?
No, you can't say that one.
Why not?
Because a bunch of people are going to be watching, and you probably don't want all of them to hear you say the word peanut.
I want to thank every player in our community who has either purchased our games, played them, said hello at conventions, or even drawn
I do like crab.
incredibly
Crab's
raunchy
delicious.
fan art that I will never, ever unsee with my eyes. You freaks. Thanks to the support of our community as well, we've managed to raise over $70,000 for a variety of ocean conservation charities, including WDC and Sustainable Coastlines. That's the equivalent of buying another crab's treasure about 2,000 times. You are why we're here today and why we can do such things. Community management is something that is a team effort. I'm so grateful to lead the community for our insane studio, but our community is as incredible as it is thanks to my partners in crime. I mean, our entire studio is filled with talented devs who were willing to pitch in with helping to make funny videos or even pitch an idea or especially help with the freaky content that I couldn't do alone, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They're the best and they are what makes AgroCrab who we are. And finally, I want to give a huge thank you to the community managers of Aotearoa in New Zealand and all of the other community managers throughout the world. You are the backbone of the gaming community, and do not let anyone else tell you otherwise. It would be a mess without every single one of you. So thank you again, and Godspeed.
Hey, we're so honored that Outer Sloth is one of the Industry Impact recipients. That's super cool. Forrest, that's this guy, Outer Sloth, and I are really happy to see how it's taken off like this. For those who don't know, Outer Sloth is our indie game fund that we made after the success of our previous games, Among Us and the Henry Stickmin.
I have something
collection.
interesting to
Thank
look
you
at
so
after
much
this
to
award
anyone
show is
who has
done.
bought those games,
So make sure you
played
stay
them,
tuned.
Continues to play them. You help us do cool stuff like this, and also
My attention was brought to
help us
something weird.
Survive and grow as a studio with no investors, publishers, or acquisitions. Outer Sloth was designed to offer deals we would have wanted back in our less popular Among Us days. It's our way of combating predatory deals that don't keep the developer's sustainability or success in mind. Unfortunately, we have seen a lot of those, we have experienced them, we have been offered them, etc. So yeah, it's a little wild out there. But sharing our success and supporting indie games is incredibly important to us, so we hope this helps devs gain a little bit more independence. Alongside Casey Yano from Mega
Marvel Rivals
the mystery
after.
friend
Yep.
contributing to the Outer Sloth money pool, we've signed 7 games since our reveal this year for a total of 16 games and growing. Outer Sloth is our passion project and dream for a better, more sustainable industry. If you'd like to find out more and maybe wishlist the games there, buy the games there, you can always find us at outersloth.com. Either way, keep supporting indie games. Thank you so much.
I mean, that's why we're here, right?
Last week, the Women-Led Games Showcase gave us a glimpse of what's to come in 2025. Tonight, they're here to recognize the standout achievements from the past year.
Hi, I'm Shar, the founder and director of Women-Led Games. Indies have always thrived on creativity and fresh perspectives.
Oh my god,
And
look at the
tonight, we're a
chocobo.
studio that's pushing the
What are
boundaries of
those
both.
things called again?
Our next award
Squishmallow.
honors outstanding achievements
Oh, I
in
want
games
it.
developed by a women-led team. One
Fuck,
that
I love
reflects the diverse,
Squishmallows.
greater,
Fucking love them.
more inclusive, and more exciting. Here are the nominees for Women-Led Game.
It might be
Born
just a
Lex
plushie.
by Anti Games. Keylocker by Munana.
This game looks cool. I didn't get it because I don't think I would play it anytime soon, but it looks cool. That's the one I think out of these that I would probably want to play.
Mexico 1921, A Deep Slumber.
I'm
by
sorry.
Macala Interactive.
This seems so boring to me. I'm sorry.
Nightmare Cart by LW Media.
Nightmare Kart's pretty sick, pretty fun.
And The Crimson Diamond by Julia Minamata.
This is also not really a game for me. The style is very good though. Aping that old PC style. Love that.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Mexico 1921, A Deep Slumber by Macala Interactive.
Sure. It seems maybe it's probably the most interesting in what it's doing, but
hello everyone.
it
First
seems
of all,
boring to
thank you
me.
for taking us into account for this huge honor. Mexico 1921 is our first game for a lot of us in the team, so it's really a crazy thought that we get to be here and
¿Qué?
that we get the recognition from our
¿Hablas
peers
español?
and from people we admire. It's been a long journey, so I really want to thank our team for making this story a reality and for allowing us to toggle the line between what a game really is. Is a game really an archive? Can an archive be a game? It's been a crazy journey, so all I can really say is thank you for this time, for this space, and I hope we can continue to build a world where games like this and stories like this have a chance. So thank you.
Keep in mind, I'm also the guy that doesn't like period pieces. Like, if your draw is, wow, they recreated this era so well, like, I don't care. So this is
Our
just
next
not for
presenter
me.
is no stranger when it comes to writing for demons, gods, and secretive townsfolks.
God, I want this game so bad. Demon School?
Howdy, I'm Sun M of Perfect Garbage Fame.
I'd hate
and I'm
Immortality
here
then. Okay, I
for
won't
the
play it.
Indie Game Awards. A great story
I appreciate the
transport
heads
us
up.
to new worlds, make us feel deeply for characters we've never met, and challenge our ideas about the world around us. The following indies deliver just that, an unforgettable narrative filled with compelling characters, immersive worlds, and thought-provoking themes.
Yo.
Here are the nominees for narrative. 1000 Times Resist by Sunset Visitor,
This got a few nominations for stuff.
Arco by Arco Team, Caravan Sandwich by Studio Plain Toast,
Caravan Sandwich. It's nice looking. Good art
Fear
style.
the Spotlight by Cozy Game Pals,
This we need to play before the end of the year.
Last Time I Saw You by Maburoshi Artworks,
Nice art style.
and Mouthwashing by Ron Organ.
Let's go.
And the Indie Game Award for Best Narrative goes to 1000X Resist by Sunset Visitor.
Oh, fuck off. I don't know. Sure.
Hi, my name is Remy Siu, and I'm the creative director at Sunset Visitor Studios.
Hello, I'm Pinky Lee, and I am writer and narrative designer at Sunset Visitor Studios.
That's a great name.
On behalf of the cast and crew of 1000 Times Resist. On behalf of the cast and crew of 1000 Times Resist, thank you. We're so grateful and honored to be awarded Best Narrative.
We want to thank our team, Colin McDougall, and Tan, and Kodai Yanagawa.
We'd like to thank our composers and sound artists, Justin O'Coin, Lynn Cacho, Drew Redman, as well as Connor Wiley, J-Lo, James Neves,
J-Lo.
and our family and friends and mentors for all of their years of support.
It's my favorite pop
as well
star
as our
from the
publisher,
90s.
Fellow Traveler, and
Hey, Gucci.
The Canada Media Fund for making the game possible. We'd also like to take a moment to thank and congratulate our fellow nominees, which are some of our favorite games this year. Arco, Caravan Sandwich, Last Time I Saw You, Fear the Spotlight, and Mouthwashing. So please buy those games.
We've been blown away by the engagement, support, and love for 1000 Times Resist. To everyone who has taken a moment to play our game, thank you. It means so much to us. And more than ever before, we are reflecting on the power and the privilege of storytelling.
I want to dedicate this award to our grandparents and pets, many of whom passed away during the development of this game. And we wouldn't be the same people we are today without them. So thank you to them for giving
My
us
favorite
something to
ex-wife
carry.
of Ben Affleck.
Hecky Grace.
Hecky Grace.
I've heard some decent things about. I should probably check that game out. I should look more into it, if nothing else, probably.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Schafer from Day of the Devs. On behalf of the whole Day of the Devs
Oh,
board
hey,
of
it's that
directors,
guy.
the curation committee, and the whole
It's that
crew
guy
that
from
puts
that
together all
YouTube
these shows every
series.
year. I want to say thank you to the Indie Game Awards for recognizing Day of the Devs and its efforts to highlight the best in indie games and others. We have been around for over a decade, but last year we became an official nonprofit. Just to make our mission clear, which
That was
is
just last
this
year?
isn't something that we
I thought it
are
was a
doing
long
to make
time
money,
ago.
but something we're doing really to just celebrate video games, to promote the art form, to highlight games that might be overlooked, and also highlight the developers that make those games and bring them together with the fans in a really fun atmosphere that is much more of a games festival than a conference of any kind. So thanks again to the Indie Game Awards, and thanks to the whole Day of the Devs crew and everyone who volunteers to put those shows together and spend the time to find the best games out there to bring them to everyone's attention. Thanks to all the developers who share their games and everyone who's shown up to our live show in San Francisco or watched the trailers online. Thanks for supporting Day of the Devs for all these years.
God damn, that motherfucker talks a lot in a
PAX
small
East
amount of
2023,
time.
We met with Toge Productions to discuss an idea for this next category, an award to honor someone who makes a significant impact through storytelling each year. When it came time to choose the first recipient, and therefore name the award after them moving forward, there was only one clear choice.
Thank you. Thanks for the opening game because I won't be able to do that yet. So my name is Muhammad Fahmi, but you can just call me Fahmi.
Is this Coffee Talk 2 specifically? I think it is. It has that like darker background. Storyteller Award, huh?
Hi, I'm Chris Anthony, founder and CEO of Toge Productions. I work on Coffee Talk together with Fahmi. Fahmi is a great game director, a great colleague, and a great friend. He had made a huge impact during his time at Toge Productions, not only to our studio and everyone in it, but also to the wider indie game development community. Through his games and his kindness, he inspired many people all around the world. I hope that his memories and legacy will continue to be remembered and that his work will be able to inspire many more.
Hi, my name is Sasha Ariana from Pixelnesia and Toge Productions. I had the privilege of being one of Fahmi's closest friends and collaborators. I've worked alongside him on What Comes After and Afterlove EP. Since his passing, I've taken on the responsibility of continuing the narrative work for Afterlove EP in his honor. Fahmi was more than a friend to me, and his loss was a profound blow that left me deeply shaken for a long time. And witnessing the collective grief within the indie game community only reaffirmed how deeply his absence is felt. And it's no exaggeration to say that the industry lost a voice that is truly irreplaceable. Fahmi was a storyteller of rare passion and vision, brimming with narratives he longed to share with the world. And although his time with us was far too brief, I take solace in the stories that he brought to life through his games. And I hope we continue to share stories to each other in whatever medium we see fit and carry his legacy forward.
Selaku orang tua Muhammad Fahmi, merasa bangga menerima penghargaan ini. Terima kasih kepada pihak penyelenggara atas apresiasi yang diberikan untuk Fahmi. Terima kasih juga kami sampaikan kepada semua pihak yang selama ini selalu mensupport Fahmi.
Kecintaan dia akan industri game lah yang membawa namanya dikenal. Bagi Fahmi, game bukan sekedar hiburan, namun juga sarana membangun imajinasi dan menciptakan dunia yang bermakna. Penghargaan ini menunjukkan betapa besar dampak yang dia tinggalkan. Meskipun Fahmi sudah tidak bersama kita, semangat dan cerita-ceritanya masih hidup di hati kita dan terus menginspirasi bagi siapa saja yang memainkannya.
Thank you so much, man. Coffee Talk was a very personal project for me. It helped me through a very weird time in my life, and I'm glad if it can help you in some kind of ways too. I just want to say thank you. This game basically changed my life, and you, the players, are part of the things that changed my life for the better. So thank you so much.
Yeah, 32 years old. Fuck me.
Our final presenter of the evening is currently developing what we and many believe will be a future Game of the Year contender here at the IGAs.
No pressure.
Well, hello and welcome all you party people. We finally made it. We're here at the final award of the night. My name is Davion Gooden. I'm the creative director over at Studio Xavier and the developer of the surreal adventure RPG, She Dreams Elsewhere, coming soon. And it is my honor and a privilege to present the big kahuna, the big cheese itself, Game of the Year. Now, look, I know we all just love award season. We all love the discourse. We all love asking questions like, oh, what's the point of award shows? And why did this get nominated? Why didn't that get nominated? Davion, when's your game coming out? And honestly, all those thoughts and questions are valid and also extremely stupid. Because Game of the Year, it's more than just a title. It's more than just an award. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of the games that have come out and had a profound impact on this industry and its players, whether it be for their artistic direction, excellence in storytelling, unique gameplay mechanics, or because they were really just that good. The following indies have done just that. They've captured our imaginations and redefined what's possible within our industry. And on behalf of our entire community, I am so grateful for their existence. So without further ado, here are the 10 lovely nominees for Game of the Year.
10.
1,000 Times Resist by Sunset
Fuck.
Visitor. Animal Will by Billy Basso.
I guess it kind of counts as their
Arco
top 10
by Arco
as well,
Team.
huh? In no particular order. Well, besides whatever they named Game of the Year.
Balatro by Local Thunk.
Great. Glad to see this win again.
Crypt Custodian by Kyle Thompson. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes by Simogo. Mouthwashing by Wrong Organ.
Man. You're gonna get stiffed again, mouthwashing.
Never by Namada Studio. Nine Souls by Red Candle Games.
God, I love that fucking game.
And UFO 50 by Mossmouth.
Love that one too. It's a great game. What are the chances UFO 50 takes it?
So, without further shenanigans, the Indie Game Award goes to Balatro by Local Thunk.
Y'all like that game way more than I can ever
I'm
understand.
honored to accept this award for Game of the Year. I've had the pleasure of playing some incredible indie games in this past year, including a lot of the fellow
Like, I can recognize that it's well done,
vibrant, creative, and
but
diverse
why do you
form of
guys
game
love it
industry.
so much?
Our games are
I
able to
can't
take
get
big
it.
Design and aesthetic risks in a way that AAA games cannot, and I believe 2024 was truly a banner year for independent games. However, the thing that sticks out to me the most since I announced Balatro is the incredible love and support from my fellow indie devs. This is a hard industry, and every person I've spoken to has been passionate, kind, and willing to lend a helping hand without fail. There are a lot of wonderful humans in this line of work, and I would love to share this award with every one of them. I stood on a lot of shoulders
like,
to be here, and I hope I can pay a fraction.
I
of the
feel like
success
I'm
forward.
just the wrong person for this thing, because at this point, I don't even want another Slay the Spire. Like, I'm done with deck building, card type. Like, I'm done with this sort of thing. I just don't want any of it
We know
anymore.
the proper pronunciation of Balatro, and we know who we're mailing all these awards to. That is a wrap on the inaugural Indie Game Awards.
Congratulations
Decent show.
to all of our nominees and
Decent show,
recipients,
honestly.
And thank you to all of our incredible presenters who took the time to help us celebrate a fantastic
I think
year
some of
for
the
indies.
thanks speech, I think some of the acceptance speeches were a little too long, though. Some of them went on way too long.
Back in 2022 amongst the 6-1 Indie crew, and it feels surreal to be here with you all in this moment.
Once again, thanks to the sponsors who came in to support the ceremony at a moment's notice. Pocket Pair, Very OK Vinyl, V Publishing, and the Powell Group, as well as Playcrafting and Brookland for throwing the official viewing party.
While tonight was a celebration for the scene, it would be foolish to end the evening without recognizing how tough of a year it's been. As Dave discussed earlier, thousands of lives have been negatively affected by layoffs, studio closures, and consolidation, and
How
unfortunately,
convenient that this is at the end when people can
the
just
war in
shut it
Ukraine
off without having to
continues
listen
wreak
to
havoc on
it.
so many lives. Palestinian and Lebanese families continue to suffer in the Middle
The
East.
edgy
Women's rights
Peggy
are
18
dwindling.
rating.
The
That's what it
livelihoods
is,
of our
yeah.
Queer, trans, and BIPOC friends and family are put at risk daily. It's now more important than ever to treat one another with kindness and respect and support those you love.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm really glad we're not reading
Thank you all
the
for
live
being here
chat.
with us to celebrate the games that help give us an escape.
The Indie Game Awards will return in 2025, and gears are already in motion to elevate this proof of concept into an unforgettable event for the foreseeable future. We want to build the IJs together, so if you have a moment, we'd love to hear your feedback. Head on over to the official website where you can fill out a survey with your thoughts on tonight's ceremony. And of course, don't forget to support all of the nominees, presenters, and more by checking out the IJ Steam event.
It was pretty good.
Thank you. Happy holidays, and play more indies.
Pretty good, honestly. This is all everyone that won something. It is a good showing of different stuff here. Was it really a Game Awards show without any trailers? It was the most Game Awards show without any trailers, frankly. You wish anything but Balatro won. People love that thing, man. I just don't understand it. Also, cynically, part of me feels like some of it is internet hive mind. That like a bunch of people liked Balatro and they just influence a whole bunch of people to like want to be part of the crowd. I legitimately think that game got bigger than it deserves, but whatever. I mean, as long as people are having fun, I don't really give a fuck. I'm glad some of these other games got a spotlight at all. Like, can we see this? This top 10 is very solid. This is very good. Nice seeing mouthwashing on a real like thing that isn't horror based. You know what I mean? Like more generalized.